The crack of Richard Langston's hand across my face cut through the holiday chatter like a whip in the marble foyer of our Greenwich estate. Champagne glasses paused mid-sip. Crystal chandeliers cast fractured light over the scene. My cheek burned hot, the imprint of his palm blooming red against my skin. Yet no one moved. No one spoke. My mother, Elena, averted her eyes toward the towering Christmas tree adorned with imported ornaments. The guests, business partners, socialites, old family friends, suddenly found their flutes fascinating. My stepsister Sophia adjusted her diamond tennis bracelet, a smirk playing at the corner of her perfectly glossed lips. And Victoria, my godmother, who had once cradled me at my baptism, stepped close enough for her expensive perfume to envelop me. "Olivia," she whispered urgently, her hand light on my shoulder. "Don't ruin the family portrait. The photographer is waiting." Those words landed heavier than the slap. They lodged in my chest, twisting something deep and fragile. I stood there, heels sinking into the Persian rug, pulse hammering in my ears. The pine and cinnamon scents that should have evoked warmth instead churned my stomach. This wasn't a home. It was a stage. And I was the unwanted extra they tolerated only when the lights were on. At 29, after 17 years in this world of calculated smiles and hidden ledgers, I finally saw it clearly. Blood didn't bind us. Signatures on trust documents did. And Richard was about to rewrite those signatures to erase me completely. My name is Olivia Kane. I've spent years learning that in families like the Langstons, belonging is a transaction, not a birthright. The estate glittered that evening. Every surface polished to reflect perfection, candles flickering in silver holders. The massive tree dominating the great room with its custom lighting. I had descended the sweeping staircase moments earlier, my black velvet gown whispering against the steps, ready for what I thought would be a tense but civil night. Elena called my name in that artificially bright tone she'd mastered since marrying Richard 18 years ago. She stood beside him in a gown worth more than most annual salaries, her Botox-smooth forehead barely creasing as she smiled. "We're taking the family portrait now, darling." Richard didn't glance my way at first. He fiddled with his Patek Philippe, the one acquired after sealing a multi-million-dollar waterfront deal. Sophia posed gracefully by the tree, her engagement ring from the Harrington air sparkling like a trophy. "Stand there," Richard finally muttered, gesturing dismissively to the far edge of the group. Behind Sophia, naturally. The humiliation was routine, a dull ache I'd carried since I was 12, when my father died and Elena chose Richard's wealth over memories. But tonight felt different. Earlier, while searching his study for misplaced keys, I'd found the folder. Transfer papers. Amendments to the family trust that funneled assets towards Sophia and her upcoming merger while stripping Elena and me to bare provisions. Documents showing Richard had been siphoning funds through the Langston Development Group using my analyses from elite financial advisors, where I consulted without credit. The rage that had simmered for years boiled over. "Actually," I said, my voice slicing through the quartet's soft music, "we should discuss the waterfront Lux project first. The one you're financing with trust money, our money." Silence dropped like a curtain. The musicians faltered. Richard's jaw clenched, that telltale vein throbbing at his temple. The precursor to storms I'd learned to fear. "Not now, Olivia." His tone was ice, the same one he used to dismantle competitors. But I pressed, naming the inflated valuations, the pending transfers. That's when his hand flew. The slap echoed off the vaulted ceiling, sending me stumbling. Pain exploded across my face. Guests froze. Victoria's plea followed immediately. "Don't ruin the portrait." I swallowed the tears threatening to spill and took my place at the edge, angling my head to hide the mark. The photographer counted down. Smile.
Flash.
We performed flawlessly. The patriarch. The poised wife. The golden daughter.
And me?
The remnant of Elena's past life. As the image captured our facade, something hardened inside me. If I wasn't family, loyalty was optional. Richard had shown my worth. Nothing. Nothing left to lose meant everything to gain. The photographer packed up while conversations awkwardly resumed. I excused myself to the powder room, locking the door and pressing a cold cloth to my cheek. In the gilded mirror, the handprint stood out like evidence of a crime everyone chose to ignore. Elena slipped in minutes later,
closing the door softly.
I hoped for apology, for a mother's fierce defense. Instead, she adjusted her necklace. You have to know your place, Olivia. This family has given you everything. Her voice carried exhaustion mixed with resignation. Everything. I turned, letting her see the mark. Like paying off my loans while Sophia got Princeton covered? The 8-year-old Honda versus her Mercedes at 16. Memories surged. High school graduation where Richard left early for a call. Sophia's 3-day bash. Christmases of gift cards for me versus Aspen condo keys for her. I'd clawed my way through state college on scholarships and triple jobs, graduating top of my finance class, rising at elite financial to senior consultant by 27. All while watching Richard lavish Sophia with opportunity. You chose this, I told Elena. After Dad's death. You picked Richard's money. Your father left debts, she snapped, a flicker of old fire showing. Richard saved us. But the truth was he bought us. Installment by installment. She left without more words, shoulders slumping as she exited. Alone again. I stayed 5 more minutes. Not hiding, but calculating. Every slight crystallized into purpose. Richard thought me a footnote, an inconvenience. He had no idea what an invisible person could do with nothing to lose. In the weeks after, the plan took shape quietly. 3 weeks post-holiday, I sat in Marcus Hale's corner office at a rival firm. Marcus, a sharp-eyed investor known for flipping distressed assets, had requested me for portfolio review. Your stepfather's ambitious, he said, sliding documents across the desk. The waterfront Lux pitch, $95 million mixed use, looked impressive until his team dissected it. Inflated land values by 35%. Phantom tenants. Construction estimates pulled from thin air. Funding traced to the family trust. $16 million already diverted to shells. More pending. My mother's and Victoria's signatures appeared on approvals. Victoria. Silent partner in a shell. The betrayal cut fresh. Marcus smiled thinly. He tried playing me. Forgot you're my portfolio lead. We spent hours copying evidence, tracing years of siphoning. SEC and IRS angles loomed. In exchange for timing the collapse, Marcus wanted first dibs on real assets. I left with a flash drive heavy as consequence, driving to my modest apartment, paid from my salary. Unlike Sophia's penthouse, and spread papers across the table. Richard's empire rested on lies. I'd been watching longer than he knew. The game had changed. Night fell over my apartment as I pored over Marcus's files. The waterfront Lux project wasn't just greedy, it was systematic theft spanning years. Richard had routed trust distributions meant for Elena and me into failing ventures or ghost companies, always emerging unscathed while my investments vanished. Psychological weight settled. Each erased zero felt personal, like he was diminishing my existence one ledger entry at a time. I thought of childhood afternoons in these state gardens, playing pretend family before learning I was tolerated guest. Invisibility had been survival. Now it would be weapon. By morning, I contacted Ethan Brooks, a forensic lawyer recommended through discreet channels. His brownstone office in historic Greenwich district smelled of old books and fresh resolve. At 36, Ethan had toppled bigger names with surgical precision. "This trust manipulation screams federal," he said, reviewing scans. Racketeering indicators everywhere, shells funding the project. Unreported gains. RICO territory, if we connect the dots. He warned of blowback, lawsuits, reputation smears, years of litigation. "I have nothing left to lose," I replied. Christmas slap replayed in mind. Victoria's whisper. Elena's averted gaze. They took my voice. I'll take their empire. Over days. We built meticulously. Forensic accountant traced every transfer. Ex-SEC contact advised packaging. A financial journalist at a major outlet received hints, without accusation. Key target. Harrington Industries. Sophia's future in-laws and major backer. Marcus golfed with the patriarch. One concerned call would trigger audit. Not kindness, Marcus admitted later. Profit. I understood. In this world, alliances serve ledgers. Flashbacks intruded during late nights. Dad's funeral. Victoria promising protection while already eyeing accounts. Her quarterly siphons totaled millions. Elena's complicity stung deepest. She'd signed blindly, trusting Richard to secure our future. But truth was, she chose comfort over courage repeatedly. Ethan flagged her exposure risk. She may face scrutiny. I waited, seeing her powder room reflection, momentarily the fierce woman from before Richard. Then the trophy wife returned. If forced to choose, justice over protection. The trust meeting loomed. Richard summoned us to his home office. Mahogany table gleaming under chandelier. Documents awaited signature. Rewriting terms to favor Sophia's marriage merger. Stipend for me, $2,500 monthly, insult after years of contribution. Formal restructuring for longevity, Richard intoned smoothly. Sophia smirked. Elena's knuckles whitened. I scanned jargon, spotting erasure clauses. This excludes me entirely, I stated. Richard's palms slammed the table, the same hand from Christmas.
Sign.
Your mother agreed. I confronted the $16 million diversion. Room chilled. Lawyer James cautioned evidence need. I named shells. Valuations. Richard leaned in.
Predatory.
You think Marcus helps from loyalty? He's using you. Threats followed. One call to discredit me, instability claims.
Career ruin.
Sign or lose everything. I requested time. Exiting as they toasted my removal through the window. In driveway. Laughter echoed. They celebrated prematurely. Driving away. Resolve crystallized. Threats confirmed debt-free status. No loyalty owed. Ethan accelerated. Whistleblower filing to SEC under seal. Anonymous tips timed to due diligence. Journalist package. Follow the money. Masterstroke. Tip Harrington patriarch via Marcus. Countdown began. 3 days pre-meeting. Financial Times questioned valuation subtly.
Stock dipped.
Sienna, no. Sophia stormed my elite office. Designer suit impeccable. Face flushed. What did you do? Harrison's father audits. Wedding risks delay. I met her anger calmly.
Working.
Unlike some. She accused jealousy. I listed disparities. Opportunities fought versus handed. She faltered, mouth opening silently. Daddy fixes everything, she spat. Leaving uncertain. That afternoon, SEC confirmed probe into real estate firms, Langston implied. Elena called. Voice trembling. Investors fleeing. You're destroying us. What family? I countered. The one slapping me, writing me out. She pleaded complexity. I urged distancing. Duress claim. Silence. Your father died. This is all we have. I have integrity. Soon justice. Richard called next. Undo it. Controlled rage vibrated. I know who you are. Thief. Abuser. Eraser. Line died. 48 hours to meeting. Consortium postponed review. Dominoes fell quietly. Tension thickened as meeting day neared. I monitored feeds at Elite. Heart steady despite storm brewing. Marcus confirmed Harrington audit requested falsified docs wouldn't survive. Ethan coordinated. Paper trail perfect. Protections layered. Cornered men lash out, he cautioned. Stay public. Document threats. I documented a lifetime. Psychological layers peeled. Feeling of erasure wasn't new. Post-ad. Richard introduced me as Elena's daughter, never stepdaughter warmly. Victoria's betrayal, signing off transfers profiting her, felt like second funeral. She'd held my hand graveside, vowed guardianship. Instead, vulture. Elena's choice haunted, survival traded for silence. Yet in powder room, flicker of regret showed. Perhaps awakening possible. Anonymous tips landed strategically. Investors queried. Journalists dug. Marcus relayed Harrington Sr.'s alarm. SEC investigators mobilized quietly. Richard sensed disruption, but not source. Making frantic calls per Marcus. Sophia's wedding postponed indefinitely. Harrington distanced. She tried one call. Sobbing unfairness. I ended it. Lessons learned alone. Final preparations. Ethan ensured whistleblower status shielded me. Possible recovery share. We rehearsed contingencies. If Richard cornered me, public record. My father's watch, modified to wrist, grounded me. Symbol of legacy, he tried burying. Trust meeting arrived. Office atmosphere Arctic despite February thaw. Richard presided kingly. Sophia right. Lawyer left. Elena beside me rigid. Restructuring ensures future, he began. Papers detailed my stipend. Exclusion. Sophia's marriage demands standards excluding stepchildren? I asked. Sophia's laugh brittle. Business efficiency. You have career. Enough. You've stolen 16 million from trust. Silence. Accusation hung. Lawyer demanded proof. I cited waterfront.
Shells.
Richard smiled predatorily. Busy detective. Marcus uses you. He threatened defamation suits. Career end via instability narrative. Stood. Overlooking gardens where I'd once belonged briefly. Sign or removed entirely. No stipend. I gathered things. Careful sharing info. As I left, Sophia muttered relief at dropping pretense. In car. I viewed house that never home. They laughed inside. Toasting exile. Gift. Confirmation nothing owed. War declared silently. Next day's accelerated collapse. FT articles sparked more questions. Pre-market dip worsened. Sophia confronted again. Uncertainty cracked her facade. Elena's call revealed panic. Richard's call pure threat. Consortium delay confirmed suspicions. Gala approached, delayed charity ball at country club. Celebrating waterfront close. Richard's stage for announcement. I attended in self-bought Valentino. Father's watch only adornment. Victoria intercepted entrance. Important night. I emphasized godmother. Her flinch satisfying. Ballroom opulent, chandeliers. Orchids. Ice sculptures. Richard center. Sophia with hesitant Harrison. Elena alone at bar. Presentation began. Gleaming renders. Profit promises. Richard crescendoed. Fully funded. Groundbreaking imminent. Screen shifted. Flicker unnoticed at first. Murmurs rose. Evidence flooded. Emails on inflation. Trust wires to shells. Forged signatures forensically traced. Recorded call ordering numbers buried. SEC notice prominent. Room erupted, phones out. Journalists surging. Chaos. FBI agents entered, arresting Richard on stage for fraud, laundering, securities violations. Cuffs clicked publicly. His eyes met mine, no gloat from me. Just truth reflected. Sophia screamed. Harrison retreated. Victoria detained too. Screens cycled evidence relentlessly. Mother at bar. Phone in hand. Nodded once she'd leaked files. Overridden system using passwords. Final stand. Reporter thrust mic. New fraud? Tried warning at Christmas. Nobody wanted ruined portrait. Media frenzy live. Empire crumbled in real time. Aftermath unfolded relentlessly. News cycled scandal. Langston development fraud collapse. Richard's mugshot everywhere, polished image incinerated. Bankruptcy filed week later. Greenwich estate seized. Yellow tape marking financial crime scene. Marcus acquired assets cheaply. Offered partnership I declined. Done with chess masters. Sophia lost all. Engagement ended. Lifestyle evaporated. One call to me went unanswered. Victoria pled. Testified for leniency, house arrest. Fines after millions stolen from trust. Deepest cut. Robbing since 12. Violating dad's dying wish. Satisfaction tempered pain. Richard sentenced 15 years. Judge decried fiduciary betrayal. Family trust violation. Orange jumpsuit diminished him. He avoided my gaze. Justice served coldly. Elena cleared criminally, manipulated, signed without full grasp. Divorced. Returned Connecticut roots. Rare talks carried regret. Should have protected you. Dad ashamed. He'd understand survival choices. Trust remnants returned post-probe. Much depleted by schemes.
Fees.
Donated share to financial literacy for young women, fitting irony. Stolen lessons preventing victims. Kept elite role briefly. Then launched Kane Financial, forensic analysis exposing number lies. First client, wife uncovering hidden assets. Specialty born from Richard's unwitting education. That Christmas portrait leaked during trial, me edge hiding handprint. Became scandal emblem. Perfect facade self-destructed. Victoria right ironically. I didn't ruin it. Truth did. Driving past estate now recovery center for abuse victims. Irony sharp. House taught invisibility, now aids visibility for others. Letter from prison arrived. Richard's precise script. Unopened. Discarded. 30 years enough. No 31st owed. People question destroying family. Can't destroy illusion. Langston's performance, roles assigned. I quit acting. In office overlooking skyline, once branded Langston. Reflect on foyer girl. Cheek burning. Godmother whispering. Wish telling her invisibility weapon. Dismissed power becoming unseen force. She knew instinctively. Planning amid tears. Handprint faded. Empire fell. Olivia Kane, not Langston, endured. Best revenge. Survival. Truth prevailing. Months later. Quiet settled, yet echoes lingered. Cole, no. Kane Financial thrived modestly. Clients seeking hidden truths in balance sheets. Each case mirrored my journey. Betrayal masked as care. Power abused through silence. Psychological toll weighed. Trust rebuilt slowly. Relationships cautious. Yet strength emerged, knowledge as armor. Occasional drive-bys to a state-turned center reminded transformation possible. Women arriving broken found voice. Much as I had channeling rage into strategy. No humor lightened core. But human contradictions fascinated. Elena's awakening too late. Sophia's unearned fall teaching belated humility. Victoria's vulture fall from grace. Moral questions haunted. Loyalty to blood versus self. When family transaction turns predatory. Response justified? Richard's empire built assuming compliance. My refusal exposed drop. Invisibility granted vantage. Whole picture unseen by center stage players. Power and margins. Reflecting now. Pivotal foyer moment defined pivot. Slap not end but ignition. Words don't ruin portrait crystallized exclusion. Planning born there. Executed with precision learned shadowing Richard. Explosion at gala public catharsis. Yet private victory quieter. Reclaiming narrative. No regret. Illusion shattered revealed potential. Question lingers for others. In your family portrait, are you subject or prop? When slap comes, literal or figurative, what follows? For me, it forged path from nothing to everything unforeseen. Handprint long gone. Legacy mine now.